Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Option Pit, the morning volatility report. It is I, Andrew Giovinazzi, Chief Operating Officer of OptionPit.com, with our beginner boot camp. If you're an Option Pit Live subscriber, free. Option Pit Gold or above, free. So we actually give our subscribers like $247 worth of stuff for free. And we tend to do it every month. So if you want to learn about options, come on over to Option Pit. We're going to go through all the basics in our boot camp. This is the first time Mark and I have ever done a basic course. We have a silver course, which I wouldn't say is totally basic, but it was our version of the basic, and then apparently everybody wants a more basic course. So this will be like the ins and outs of understanding what options are. Also, we're going to do a little bit of work on executing, trying to execute trades, looking at the markets, reading the markets, just trying to see really what's an executable type of position. We'll also do a little bit on the platform, a little bit on risk of the positions, and just kind of like simple stuff, basic stuff around calls, a little bit on exercise, assignment, just taking the mystery and surprise out of a lot of that stuff. Options are a very teachable thing, though. Okay, that's an important thing to remember. Very, very, very teachable. All right. And with that, what do we got? Let's see what our blog was yesterday. Oh, Arthur, you'll be able to get the review, though, the recording. The recording and all the materials and everything else. Okay, so yeah, don't worry. It'll all be posted. Mark's blog, gold straddles seem to be cheap. And I have to admit, the one position that's been paying pretty well is, you can be selected with selling options out of the money, but long gamma has worked pretty well overall in the last 2 or 3 weeks. And really, we have some OPEC talk. Let me get to live vol here. We have some OPEC talk. But really, so is that, let's just say, is that the beginning of the end of the drop in oil prices? Could be. Could be. We were just last week, actually, we were looking for USO for the potential for it to go lower below 7, oil down below like into the mid-20s. And it kind of got to that level, got right around, and just sort of stopped. Trades that would make some sense for that are ratio put spreads in USO. We have something like that in our strategy letter as idea. Just, basically, I don't see a lot of upside, but it looks like with OPEC trying to get it together, there's probably less downside. Pace of decline is probably going to get slower. Pace of decline is probably going to get slower. Okay, you're seeing a little bit of things come off. However, going through the headline news, we've got a little bit of rally in China after the holiday. Actually, things looked better, not worse. We've gotten kind of a global rally on what I am not sure, to be honest. I don't know what lever they pulled. I guess Japan, the economic news was so bad, it rallied on the hope of stimulus. And nothing, as of right now, nothing catastrophic has come out of the European bank, so-called whatever those issues are, liquidity issues, problems. It's mostly been rumors, it looks like. There was a couple of Italian banks that had problems a couple of weeks ago, or one. And we'll see how far that's really. For now, it just hasn't. It hasn't really hit stocks yet. It was mostly just the possibility of something happening. I think that was making stocks sell off. Let's see. Did anybody catch the VIX settlement this morning? It looks like it. Where do we settle? I haven't looked at the set yet, but I will. Usually I get that through Instant Messenger, but I just haven't looked yet. Either that though, still, we cannot get out of what I call like zone 4 for stocks. Cash is 23.5. March is 23.35. I think this is the least amount of backwardation we've had. The curve is totally flat. Okay. Generally, when we have a flat curve, the response is, I don't know what's going to happen. Right? Dead flat is the volatility futures saying, I don't know what's going to happen. Anything can happen. Right? And we know every day that can happen, but this is the futures actually threw up their hands, and you have a dead flat curve. So we could look at some ideas for a little bit of that we drop into contango. Certainly possible. We'll look at some of that in the chat today. A couple of trades for that. It would not surprise me if vol caught a bid again, just for whatever reason we gap down, X percentage, 1.5%, 2%. Market is still expecting 1.5% moves somewhere around there every day. And that has not gone away. Clearly, though, from just being, 182 and we're trading 190 SPY, the upside, we don't have any problem rocketing to the upside on relatively light news. So what's funny is, if it's possible, I know this sounds crazy, but we could actually get more volatile. And the reason why is, I'll just say this simply, and it doesn't mean that VIX has to go to 40, but what it looks like from where I sit is, for the most part, everything had just been kind of, for the last few weeks, it's been kind of dour. The rallies have been a little shorter. Now they're just sort of gapping up. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, which is making the potential downside, again, large. So we could actually see a little more volatility ahead. Right? Higher vol of all, basically, if that's possible. Again, I'm still looking for news. I'm looking for a change in news tone, something on the macro sense to bring vol in. Just haven't seen it quite yet. All right. So we will look at volatility back spreads in our chat room today. We will look at potential upside broken wing call flies and indexes. We'll also look for trades in gold. Again, I'm expecting all these things to keep moving, but we'll try to do so in a decay efficient manner. For the rest of it, we have our platinum class this evening, and I've got a couple of pro sessions. And Mark is doing a webinar. If it's posted, let's see. I know it's a webinar, and I will find it. I will find the webinar. And with that, that should do it for our vol report. Again, I'm not surprised if we retrace a big part of our loss at some point. That would not surprise me. Would not surprise me at all. Anyway, we do look for it. I guess Mark did send out emails to everybody on our list for the webinar this evening. And with that, I will see you all later.